Hare Krishna. The key to offering ourselves to Krishna is offering our mind and intelligence to Him. We may sometimes get the question, it is said that in Bhakti, we remember Krishna internally and then we do our worldly duties as a service to Him. But then it is always difficult that when we are doing some activities externally, how can we remember Krishna at that time? We remember things connected with those activities. So how is it possible to remember Krishna? How is it possible to do both? If we are directly doing devotional activities, chanting, worshipping the deity, it's easier to remember Krishna. But if we are doing worldly activities, then how do we remember Krishna? Actually, Krishna recommends this constant remembrance several places in the Bhagavad-gita, or rather, this both points of remembering Him and doing our professional or occupational activities. Krishna talks about this specifically in 8.7 in the Bhagavad-gita. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhya cha mayy arpita-mano-buddhir mayy vaishyasya samshayah. So tasmat sarveshu kaleshu, therefore at all times, mamanusmara, remember me. And then he also says yudhya cha, do your prescribed duty of fighting. Mayy arpita-mano-buddhir, mayy arpita, that offer to me, surrender to me, dedicate to me what? Mano-buddhir, your mind and your intelligence. And if you do this, mayy vaishyasya samshayah, you will definitely come to me. There is no doubt about this. So Krishna is telling that by the key to doing this both, remembering Him internally and doing our worldly duties. For Arjuna it was yudhya, fighting. For us it may be a different occupational duty. But the key for doing this is mayy arpita-mano-buddhir, that we have to offer our mind and intelligence to Him. Now, why specifically mind and intelligence? Because they direct two of our primary faculties, our primary subtle faculties, that is the emotional and the intellectual faculties. Now, the soul is the source of consciousness. The soul's consciousness is radiated outwards through the subtle body to the gross body, and that's how the soul is aware of things around us. But then from the external world, so many stimuli come in. Now out of them, the conscious awareness of the soul focuses on some stimuli. For example, I am sitting right now over here, so there can be multiple noises. There is, say, the fan whirring overhead. There might be a light noise of some traffic behind. There might be some raindrops which are falling. There might be a slight hum of the mic. There may be some insects which might also be humming very softly. And like this, there are many noises. Now, it's not that I am consciously aware of all these noises. Which are the noises, which are the sounds that I am consciously aware of? Either they attract me emotionally or they attract me intellectually. So, emotionally means if I hear some very melodious shloka recitation, some kirtan which attracts my heart, then where is it coming from? I consciously get attracted to that. Or something which is intellectually stimulating. Somebody is saying something, why don't you do that? Why some argument is going on? What is going on over here? So basically our consciousness is directed along these two lanes, the emotional and the intellectual. And in general, we choose one of these two activities. That means we choose either to, or not necessarily one of these, but basically from among one of these our consciousness gets directed, either by emotion or by our intelligence. So something that stimulates our feelings or activates our intelligence to think, to make sense. So then we get caught in that. So now when we offer our mind and intelligence to Krishna, that means our consciousness travels along these two lanes, the emotional and the intellectual, and Krishna is telling, let both these lanes come to me. If both these lanes are directed to me, then naturally you will come to me, your consciousness will come to me. So now what does it mean to direct the lanes of our consciousness towards Krishna, that offer the mind and lanes to Krishna. That means that we, with respect to emotions, we connect with Krishna very intensely and make him the center of our emotions. Make him the center around whom we experience all emotions. That means instead of trying to enjoy separately, we enjoy with him. Means we do things for him, the things which please him, we derive pleasure in that. And that way, when Krishna becomes our emotional center, then we will get stimulated when we see things which are of devotional interest. We see a picture of Krishna in a room. Oh, how is this picture of Krishna here? We see something which can be connected with Krishna, which reminds us of Krishna. Naturally, we may do various things, but we will be able to remember Krishna. So, for example, I am working on a laptop, but if I have a desktop of, say, Krishna's image, then that will keep reminding me, oh, this laptop is actually Krishna's property. It's Krishna who has entrusted me, and I can use it in Krishna's service. Now, that way, we can, by developing an attachment to Krishna emotionally. And how do we develop that attachment? By serious practice of bhakti yoga. Then, when we are emotionally directed towards Krishna, then that's how our mind gets attracted to the things to which we are emotionally directed, emotionally attached. Krishna talks about this in mayy getting the mind attached to him in 7.1. Similarly, what about our intelligence? Now, our intelligence also we can direct towards Krishna by seeing the world through his eyes, through the eyes that he has given us in the Gita. That means seeing everything here as his energy, seeing the objects of this world as potentially meant for his service. So, and by that way, when we see everything from a devotional philosophical perspective, then our intelligence will also connect us with Krishna. And that way, externally we can do various things, but we will be internally connecting those things towards Krishna, and our awareness will stay Krishna awareness no matter where we go and what we do. And in that way we will come towards Krishna. Now at the highest level, our intelligence and our mind will reside in Krishna itself. Krishna talks about this in 12.8 when he says mayy datsva mayy buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayyev ataurdhvam na samshayah. So fix your mind on me, engage your intelligence in me. In this way you will live in me itself. So he is talking here of a state of already living in him. But now at the sadhaka stage, we cannot do that entirely, but we can keep doing it. We cannot do it constantly, but we can keep doing it repeatedly. Means the mind goes here, we bring it back to Krishna. The intelligence goes here, we bring it back to Krishna. That's why our bhakti practice, our spiritual study, they are so important for ensuring that our mind and intelligence are offered to Krishna. And the more and more our mind and intelligence are offered to Krishna, we will be offering ourselves to Krishna and we'll be offering whatever we do in this world to Krishna. And that's how we will attain Krishna. So at our stage, we focus on at least doing our sadhana, our spiritual study seriously, so that at least by that foundation, our mind and intelligence are connected with Krishna. And that's why when afterwards we go into the world and do various activities, because our mind and intelligence are connected with Krishna, by that we will be able to remember Krishna even while we are doing this worldly activity. But remember that all this is Krishna's energy and I am doing all this for Krishna's service. And in that way we can stay Krishna conscious. Thank you. Hare Krishna.